Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Shannon Myer, and I work for the Ottawa County Conservation District up in Minneapolis. Your district manager here in Salina is Diana Harden. So if you ever need something, I can help you with things, and each district manager kind of does things a little differently. I'm into plants and bugs and insects and all the things, pollinator plants. I'm really active on Facebook. We do things like this, and then I'll post it on our YouTube channel. We're getting ready. We're having a website developed and doing some different fun things. But today we wanted to talk about vermicomposting and houseplants, because a lot of people, if you even know what vermicomposting is, think about gardens and outside, but they're actually really good for your houseplants too. Okay, so what is vermicomposting? So we use red wiggler worms to break down organic waste into a nutrient-rich material, usually about 2 to 4 times faster than what Mother Nature can. I always like to say, you think about your compost pile outside, you kind of throw it out there, turn it around maybe, and then it can take 6 months to a year depending on how active you are with it. A worm bin, vermicomposting can, a couple months, and you've got actual usable worm castings. Okay, so there's a variety of ways to accomplish this. My little picture shows this, vermicomposting tower. You can do fancy things, you can do not fancy things. This really is a low-key, cheapish, thing you can do. So we're going to talk about the indoor method. She says, oh, I can knock that over. Okay. So what is vermicomposting continued? This is where we are using worms, red wiggler worms, to break down your scraps and whatnot into worm castings, which you're all adults, but I like to ask the kids, if the worms are eating the food and digesting the food, then what is coming out? It's worm poop. So I have a vermicomposting tower at work, in the office, and then I also experimented and made a couple different kinds of bins to see what would work, because I did a vermicomposting workshop this spring, and we gave away the DIY worm bins, which we have one to give away today as a door prize, and we were able to recycle kitty litter buckets. So I thought, what way better way than going and buying plastic totes is to upcycle the kitty litter buckets. So anyhow, as you can see, and I will even say, as you can see, I tell the kids that this is a very expensive, high dollar, and they're like, no. I mean, this has got some duct tape, an old cast off tote you can use. I have some pool noodles in the bottom to hold up my bin so that it can, the tea or the extra liquid will leach down in there, and then I can use that. So you drill holes in it. It can already have a hole in it. I have drilled holes in the bottom. It's pretty easy. I do have directions also on the back table if you're interested in learning how to make your own. Oh, see my nice little plants there in the office. Okay, why would vermicomposting be helpful for you or to you? So worm castings are rich in nutrients. They have micronutrients as well. They improve your soil structure, and they will not burn your plants. I can directly scoop worm castings out of here and put it in my plants, or make worm tea out of it. It's not going to burn your plants. It's just very awesome, usable. I always tell the kids it's gardener's gold. If your favorite gardener or plant person, you buy them that bag, you're going to be their favorite person. So worms can break down your kitchen scraps and trash and make it usable in a few short months. So most of us throw away kitchen scraps, in the trash. Maybe we're composting. Great. If you've noticed, where my worm bin lives is under our kitchen table. So it doesn't smell. You don't even know it's there. My husband doesn't. He's like, what? What's that under there? You don't need to know that. It's okay. No. So a worm bin is a low maintenance system that you can keep tucked away anywhere in your house. People talk about it being under their beds in their bedrooms, in their closets. Worms liked it dark, obviously. And in my other slide, you saw that I had clear containers. Well, the containers, if you have it tucked under like your kitchen sink, it could be something you put under a kitchen sink where it's dark and kind of cool. So they do like it at like a 70 to 80 degrees. They can live lots of other temperatures, but they get really happy at that. So what if worms gross you out? That's okay. Then you can just buy worm castings. I did a little Google search here for you, and you can buy them in any amount. You can buy them in a small amount or bulk, and they tend to be a bit pricey, but they're definitely worth it for sure. I was like, man, you can even buy a cubic yard of. I mean, that's, yeah. So how do you use it for your plants or in your plants? So these are some things I did because we have a pollinator garden out front of the workshop, in front of the building. Mix worm castings with potting soil when we're potting your plants. So I read like 10 to 30%. I'm going to be honest, I'm half organized and half chaos. So you're just going to whole hand scoop and mix it in, and it's good. Like I said, this is not, you could put 100% worm castings. It's not going to hurt your plants. They're going to love it. You can top dress your plants with worm castings, and so just put a little bit on the top. When you water it, then it's going to trickle down in. You can also make a worm compost tea with the castings and water your plants with it. So the easiest way is just taking them out of here, bam, you put them right into your plants or whatever. Or you want to make a tea and it can kind of go a little farther. And so I made some seed snails. And so I'm just showing you, I mixed a bucket, I mixed the worm castings in there and then made seed snails. They loved it. And as they were growing, I repotted, and that's how I used it at work. So why would vermicomposting be helpful to you? Your plants will love the worm casting. So this was just a funny, didn't really mean to, but just checking it out. Worms love avocado shells. So if you eat avocados and then you bury it down in there, and the next day it'll be full of worms. They will eat every single thing in there except for the outer shell, and eventually it'll break down and become soil. I had an avocado pit that I put in my worm bin, and it started growing. And it's beautiful. So I actually have one in the front, and I have one in the back, and I was like, it's amazing. And yeah, so then I had my intern hold up, and that is the roots. So I just have the one layer, and that's the bottom where I have a cup there, but that's where you could, if I watered a lot, the tea would come out. But it's an easy and highly nutritious fertilizer for your plant babies. If you have your own worm farm, it's very low cost because obviously you don't have to spend a lot of money to make it. Cat litter bucket, you're just starting out with a little bit of bedding, red wiggler worms. So making and using worm compost tea. So making the worm tea is easy and can be as fancy as you want it to be. So you need worm castings, like a muslin tea bag or an old t-shirt. So I have these at home, so I just brought them to show you kind of a little tiny bit, a lot, or a little in between. You need a bucket or container, a small aquarium bubbler, and then an electrical outlet. So the nice thing, the bubbler is what helps the microbes. It aerates it, so those microbes just grow and grow and grow. Now you can add molasses if you want to increase the microbes, and it's good stuff, but you don't have to. That's just if you want to get a little fancier with it. So you steep it for 24 hours. So you can use it immediately. You can store in a cool, dark place for, I would say, a couple weeks to a month. And then if you're going to have a lot and you don't want to store it, you need to put it in the fridge. So then it'll basically go to sleep. And then when you bring it back out, they'll wake up again. How much of the molasses do you add? I would have to look it up. I mean, it's just a little bit, yeah, like a tablespoon or something. But yeah, depends on how much if you have a 5-gallon bucket or whatnot. But I would have to look it up too. The nice thing about, I've done things every which way, of course. And so I had a little mason jar of this, the compost tea sitting out on my desk. And I just had it at work for like months. And you open it and you're like, whoa, it smells really bad. So what I did was I took it to a presentation. And so the kids, of course, say, oh, can I drink that? I don't think that you should drink it. But here, let me let you smell it, okay? So it had been sitting for a couple months, like I said, out in room temperature. And I let them smell it, and they're like, oh, okay. And this was a rotating groups coming. By like the third group, it didn't smell anymore. And I'm like, oh, man. So once the water or the air, the oxygen had mixed, it didn't smell anymore. And I thought, I really wanted to smell bad for everybody, but it's just something that kind of balances itself out. So like I said before, so you can water directly into your plant's pot, you can bottom water, or you can put in a spray bottle and even foliar treat your leaves. So It's multi-purpose, delightful, and you can use it you could use it every week. You can use it every couple of weeks during the growing season. Really, there's no bad way to do it, honestly. So this is me. I take my little worm farm to do different groups. And who's ready to start their own worm bin? So I actually brought my personal worm bin, and I'm willing to give you a baggie of red wigglers if that's something that you would like to start on your own. Like I said, I did bring one, the district, to donate, and there's a book that's My Worms Eat My Garbage, and it's everything you ever want to know about it. But or if there's something that you'd be interested in but you're not ready yet, and I've got my business card back there, and you can contact me, and I'm happy to give you a baggie of worms. I have a friend who gave me a baggie of worms. Has it been 2 years ago? And I have worms for days. We had a workshop I used, and we gave everybody, so it's one of those things that you can buy them online, but you really don't need to. It's kind of like plants. You share. So, but yeah, obviously I'll be around for questions or in the future. I am on Facebook on Ottawa County, Kansas Conservation District, and I post all kinds of stuff. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. You're welcome.